Uncertain and anxious. This pretty much sums up Trade and Industry Minister Rob Davis' mood ahead of the WTO ministerial meeting which kicks off tomorrow in Bali. Negotiators have again failed to agree a small package to put before ministers this week. It's now left to ministers to try to clinch a deal that could resuscitate the Doha round.
Big sticking point, I think, has been in the Doha round. From our estimation, it was that the richer economies were offering too little in agriculture and demanding too much from emerging economies in areas of interest to them. Industrial policy, market access, in things like services.
Many believe India holds the key to the global trade deal. They say a breakthrough on agriculture is possible, but India will have to compromise on its food subsidy scheme, which contravenes WTO rules in its current form.
In India, there are obviously many hundreds of millions of rural farmers, which is a core support base for the Congress Party, which is going into elections in May. It's going to be a very tight election. And they've just passed this food security bill, which will guarantee prices to farmers at the farm level. And they want to preserve that in the WTO. And so that's really the issue, is whether they can preserve it or not, because it's a subsidy. And subsidies are disciplined under the WTO.
For business, trade facilitation is critical. The good news is that it looks set to be rubber-stamped by the ministers. It calls for the improvement of port procedures for the benefit of importers and exporters.
We already know that could create approximately $1 trillion worth of export gains globally. If you look just at what would flow to the developing countries, we're talking about anywhere in the region of $570 billion and 18 million jobs created. So we want to be able to push and articulate and negotiate around an agreement on that particular issue.
A deal here in Bali will be a major breakthrough, regardless of how small the package may be. And it may well be the much-needed stimulus that injects some momentum into the broader Doha round of talks, which have fallen flat since 2001. Luta Mutluhelwa, SABC News, Bali, Indonesia.